without ever dancing, doing mindless trends, or copying anyone else's strategy. Now, I want to introduce you to the concept of magic marketing machine for this. And before we build that for you, before I show you and you have the opportunity to build it for yourself, I want you to, to pause for a moment, because a system, a machine, a strategy, no matter how powerful it is only as strong as the energy that runs on it. And I'm sure you'll agree with me on that. You see, marketing isn't just about algorithms, content calendars. It's about alignment, right? It's about how you think, feel, and show up for your clients, for your people when you create. Most people jump straight into strategy, chasing, all of that. But if your mindset isn't tuned to attracting the right kind of people, your soul clients, your system will always feel very heavy, forced, inconsistent, right? So before we turn your ideas into repeatable machine, let's start with 4 attraction principles that, the inner shifts that make your marketing magnetic, authentic, and full of ease, flow, and joy, right? So, attraction principle number 1. Remember the top of the funnel, right? Where you attract the right people with your message. So, you must add story selling content at the top of your funnel. Many entrepreneurs that we see, they keep relying on referrals, word of mouth, or repeat clients. And that's a very limited pool, isn't it? That's a very limited pool, because if you want to increase the number of clients, revenue, your pool, your input also has to increase, and it has to increase consistently. Now, what happens when you are only relying on referrals? Because when someone refers you, let's be honest, they are trusting the referrer more than you. Think about it. But imagine this instead. So someone finds a post on social media, it gives them a quick win, and they start binge watching a few more of your posts, admiring your approach, your vibes, your wow factor, and before you know it, they are booking a call with you. Right? Now tell me, can that reference game beat that? No way, because now they are trusting you directly. So if you are using the free reach of social media to consistently attract new leads, you're missing out on hundreds of people who are already searching for someone like you, right? And so that brings us to the attraction principle 2, the era of authentic resonance, not virality. Now, the next generation of famous won't be loud. They all will be tuned in. Virality isn't a goal anymore. Resonance is. What spreads today isn't just content, it's a signal, right? So if you want to rise in this era, you can really, be at ease and stop chasing attention. And you can start tuning into your own frequency, because when your frequency is clear, the right people can't help but find you, just like y'all have found me and so many playground members, right? So be the entrepreneur who sells with stories, raw, real stories, not pressure. whose content is calling and it's turning into paying clients again and again, right? And so quality over quantity. Let's talk numbers because maths is very simple, right? You don't need 10,000 followers. You don't even need 1,000 followers. You just need 100 people who connect truly with your message. Out of those, if only 5 become your clients, and even if you charge an average of 1 lakh, that's 5 lakh a month, 5,000, $6,000 a month. Now imagine those 100 people in a room with you. Could you handle that kind of energy and intimacy? So 100 is not a less number. And that's your power and not the vanity metrics, right? So focusing on depth, not volume. Which brings us to the last attraction principle, which is seeing social media as joy, not pressure. Let's go back to the 4 parts of business. Remember, marketing, selling, serving, and creation. And in Playground, we focus a lot on creation simply because that's where your passion and purpose truly live. That's why you wanted to do what you really love doing. You wanted to create, innovate, listen to your calling to, you know, um, create with your own wow factors, your own uniqueness. So, social media marketing is simply an extension of that creation. And it's also how you get to serve people for free. And it's how you share your gifts and make change happen. So I want you to think about the times, all of us had really amazing, parents and grandparents generation. Or you probably know somebody who was extremely talented. If nobody, think of all the uh, really great, talented people in different fields who had immense wisdom, immense heart, skills, but they didn't have free tools we have today to reach out thousands of people so easily with a click of button. Their message was never spread, right? But you do. You have that tool. And that is sacred. So you can really stop seeing the content creation as burden, and it is actually a spiritual practice of expression, right? So now that you have kind of understood the attraction principles that we operate with, the mindset that we develop before we get into strategy, the energy that we embody before we develop the strategy, you're ready to now build the magic marketing machine, a very simple system that turns your gifts, your expressions into content, and content to connection to clients, right? And this is our self-sustaining ecosystem for client attraction. Once it is set up, it works quietly in the background, bringing you leads while you focus on your real work, creating, coaching, serving, consulting, living life, resting, right? All right. So let's go through this step by step, all the parts of the machine. And the first part you see is divine downloads, right? So inside the playground, we strengthen your creative muscle, and we do that by you started this or you want to start your passion business to be able to create, to express, to serve through ideas, right? So, and money is a byproduct of mastering that craft, of attaining that excellence day by day. And so that you are having that fulfillment, right? And And so, what we do here is we make sure that we are always creating first. Creation is primal, while we will have the marketing, selling, and serving all automated, all set up. But creation is something that we will never compromise on because that's what will keep you going in your business for a long time. So, Now, in step one, what we do is we tune into what we call as divine downloads, and those ideas flow through you, not from you. They come from, intuition. Let me just get my screen here. So they come from intuition, and they also come from inspiration, purpose. They are the purest form of creativity, right? And that's, again, like I said, it's a muscle, so you will put that into practice and it'll feel exciting, effortless, and true. So your job is to not overthink it, is only to receive it, capture them quickly, and so that, you know, those will be becoming your messages in the strategy frame. And your messages will become your content, and your content becomes your client magnet because it's coming from a space of pure authenticity. Having said that, when we are creating these divine downloads, we're not thinking of the outcome, we're just in the flow of creation, right? And so the next step, which is the client attraction content. Once you have received your divine downloads, it's time to now amplify them with the story selling magic. Now, this is where you will bring in the emotion, the connection, the four core drivers, right? Um, the four core drivers in the money making research, where the feelings that move people into action. So step one is your creative input, and step two is your expression. All right, so once again, very important. Step one is your creative input from the divine, from your intuition, from your purpose. Step two is your expression using strategy, right? Shaping that inspiration into message that sells through story and soul, right? Now, let me share with you the magical process to do this, how we do that in the playground. And this is going to be a life changing because what I'm going to share with you, and I would recommend you to have your pen and paper ready. Use simple pen and paper and do this maths with me because you are just about to create a plan, a blueprint for your 90 days powerful client attraction content, right? Okay, so let me show you how you do that. So we work on, you know, speaking to their language. We go deep into the frustrations, fears, goals, and desires, the four key drivers that you have worked in the money making research already, right? And I want you to think of those, even if you can think of at least, let's see, we have here 10, okay? Think of, if you have worked on the money making research, you all must have at least put down 10 of each core drivers, 10 of each money making research drivers, 10 of frustrations, 10 of fears, 10 needs, 10 goals, right? And so, and what is M? M is the method, right? M is your method. And method means content format. How do you wish to express it? What content format do you use? It could be reels, it could be live, it could be a short form, like a picture, it could be a long form, it could be images, carousels. These are different formats that are available to us, or different methods, right? So even if you present the same idea, so if I have to present the same idea, I can use 5 different methods to present the same ideas because everybody likes to consume information differently. And you can also package it differently, right, in different formats. So let's do 10 frustrations into 5 methods into 5 hooks. We all know what's a hook, right? Hook is the anchor. How do you get their attention? But inside the playground, we don't call it hooks. We like to call it anchors, but you are using hook just because everybody knows this nomenclature. So anchors is what we use because, you know, you're not fishing. You're dealing with humans, connection. So we are anchoring their pains and bridging them up. You're attracting. So if you're getting this so far with me, so 10 frustrations into 5 different methods, into 5 different anchors or hooks. and you repeat the process for 10 different fears. Repeat the process for 10 different needs, 10 different goals, right? So you do the calculations, the 10 different frustrations, 5 methods into 5 hooks is 250 pieces of content, and do the same for all the 4 drivers. And let me show you example from my own planner, and you have that access to. Recording in progress. And this is the marketing planner, which shows, you know, uh, more than 10 frustrations we have here. Let's see, about 20 of them, right? So 20 frustrations, and you can see 5 different anchor themes, and I'll talk about anchor just in a second. 5 different anchors and 20 frustrations. So you can already see 20 to 5. We already have here 100 pieces, right? And now in the next calendar, I will use 5 different formats. So then it becomes 20 into 5 into 5, right? 500 pieces of content, right? Let me show it to you here. As an example, I've pasted my one of the uh, frustrations here. So you can see one frustration is I post content and get 0 traction, not even like from my best friend. So we have a curiosity anchor for this, contrast anchor, proof, problem, and promise, right? And if you see 20, so basically what we're trying to say is one frustration can be said, can be conveyed using 5 different anchor points, using human psychology, how we get attention, how we pay attention, right? Um, and this is 500 posts instantly, right? Isn't this crazy, guys? Amazing, isn't it? And like that, you will be also creating all of this inside the playground. In fact, maybe soon after the session, I think you'll be equipped to create it on your own. All right. So let's now understand anchors. Let me just share a little more about anchors. Right. And before I share the anchors, let's just look at a few posts here, which are, simple story selling examples. And these are like very simple posts designed using the client attraction content. So like we were just talking about, the second step is client attraction content. The content, what you're writing using the 4 drivers is doing the heavy lifting. You don't need any fancy stuff. So simple post like this is attracting 195 leads. A simple live video is attracting, I think more than, we got more than 20 people right away who signed up for our, membership. And then let's look at a couple of more of, David Smith, who is completing his 90-day calendar over the weekend. And we have Karuna Manjul here, who is able to do the content creation using the story method. It is all scheduled in a day for her. She created 2 weeks of content using the same method, and she's really feeling amazing, and she has shared her update here. And the same method can also be applied for DMs, right? Okay, so now let's also quickly go through understanding of what are the hooks. So we're talking about here the 4 drivers into 5 methods into 5 hooks, right? So I'll explain what do I mean by hooks or anchors, how do we do that. So we have here a hook with the same story, with the same CTA, right? So we have different hooks with the same message and the same CTA. So different hooks or anchors are Number one, curiosity. For example, if you are in the fitness niche, so curiosity is, are you missing this powerful method for weight loss? Right? So we're talking about some same frustration, the frustration of the frustration being that I'm not able to lose weight. Right? Whatever I do not lose weight. So that's the frustration. And we are seeing the same frustration with 5 different anchor themes or 5 different hooks. So are you missing this powerful method for weight loss? Is a curiosity theme. Contrast could be eat more fats to lose weight. Proof. How my 30-year-old client reversed her PCOS in 3 months. Problem anchor. How to stop nighttime cravings. Promise anchor. How does my postpartum nutrition plan help shed 5 kgs in a month? So you see, yeah, these different anchors, different anchor themes, but the same frustration, same message, same CTA, right? And I'm sure you must have witnessed this yourself, because attention is a currency that we are all looking forward to, right? So we want to get their attention first and then lead to the same message, because people are getting attracted to different styles of content in different way, because everybody is different, and some people, sometimes pain speaks to them, sometimes they want more proof, and sometimes they want all of them depending on their customer journey. They're going through all these 5 touch points. They want to know you, like you, trust you, fall in love with you. Correct? Okay. Right? So one content piece or one co-driver into 5 attention grabbing hooks or anchors into 5 pieces of content is the magic formula. So now you already know your client attraction content already, and those divine downloads that form your limitless client attraction content inventory. Let's move on to the step 3, which is a batching. Now, here is the thing. When it comes to batching, right, I want you to follow the path of least resistance. You don't need fancy lights, background music, edited reels. You need clarity, consistency. You can simply write on, notepads. Let me just show you. You can simply write on notepads. You can speak directly to the camera, right? You can just stand near a whiteboard and explain your thoughts. As simple as this. Just like how playground members are doing. They are taking path of least resistance, because your heavy lifting is already done by your client attraction content, which is here, right? It is here. The client attraction content has done the heavy lifting. It's what you say that matters. How you say has a very little effect, right? Your format is very little effect, but your energy and your strategy is what is going to matter. So everything else is cosmetics. We don't need that. And so if you see, these are some of the most successful posts, even inside the Passion to Profit playground, are the simplest ones. We have seen people write a very quick story, post, share, aha moment, and it had attracted thousands of leads because it was honest and simply relatable, right? So they spend now, people are spending not more than 2 hours to batch the content. Okay. Now, what I mean by batching the content, what we do is we take out 2 hours in a week. You can do it on a Tuesday. We prefer to do it on Tuesday. It's a co-working setup. Everybody's, shooting their content, writing their content, using the templates and creating 7 to 10 posts for at least 1 week. We recommend at least 1 week content. You should be ready and batched so that you can automate it. And you can free up your time. If you're a solopreneur, you can use the standard operating procedures, SOPs and templates inside the magic marketing machine. Once you grow and you have a social media team, or you have the appetite to kind of hire a team, you can simply hand the same standard operating procedure over to them, because now you have built a winning system for yourself. You've built a winning magic marketing machine for yourself. So you simply hand it over to them to now implement it. What does that mean? That means, so when you give it to your team, that simply means that you don't have to micromanage them anymore. You're not at risk of losing your own voice and direction. It's your own voice, but they are implementing it. And you also free up your own 2 hours, and now you can just focus on things that you want to, right? So I always tell people, even if you have a team of social media managers, I always ask the founders, when we go for corporate trainings, we always ask the leadership team and the founders and the core team to be present along with the social media team and build the magic marketing machine together. And you can do that in 1 week, right? And then it's all about executing it till you make it perfect. It can take about, you know, anything that takes about at least 90 days to make it smooth and perfect and winning. All right. And that brings us to um, the next step, which is automate. Automate, which is this, right? Once your content is batched, now it's time to automate it. You can use the free automation tools inside the Facebook and Instagram Creator Studio, LinkedIn scheduling tools, even Facebook groups. All these are free scheduling tools. You don't have to sit and post every day. I really don't want this. Last thing I would want you to do, because I want you to spend time in other things. So you can schedule your content for 1 week or even for 1 month in advance. And this removes all the manual posting and clerical work that drains your energy. Automation keeps your visibility consistent even while you rest, travel, and you focus on your clients, right? And the last step of the magic marketing machine is engaging. This is the only daily, everyday activity. I want you to do it personally, right? If you have a team, even they can do it. This is the only thing that I want, only time, 15 minutes of engagement time is only thing that I want you to spend time on social media. Otherwise, you can just forget about it. You can focus on the selling and creation and serving every day. Because that's the whole idea of magic marketing machine. You can set it up and forget and let it all run in the background. The only thing that you have to do is spend 15 minutes a day in engagement. Okay, so what we do is inside the playground, we set a 15 minutes reminder on the phone. We set up a reminder of 15 minutes on our phone, and it would be time that it's more suitable. Like, I like to do it sometimes in the evening or sometimes after lunch, so I get a reminder sometimes after lunch, or some people get it in the evening, like around between 9 p.m. after, when they get free with their work. Some people also do in the morning. So you set up a reminder which says, hey, 15-minute lead flow time. Engagement is actually your lead flow, right? When the timer starts, you follow the lead flow. Why do we put a timer? Because we don't want to start consuming social media. 15 minutes is a very strategic time to actually follow the 10-step standard operating procedure to engage with the leads. You will engage with your ideal clients, comment, message, reply to stories intentionally. This is not a mindless scrolling time. This is a strategic connection, and it takes 15 minutes a day is enough, because you're also training the algorithm that you are there to actually, you have an active presence. You are actually interested in connecting with the real people, right? So that's what we do in the 15-minute standard operating procedure, which is really engaging with your people. So inside the Magic Marketing Machine program, we also have this step by step 10 steps which will be defined for you. Everybody will have these different 10 steps for your clients, right? The kind of people that you want to cater to. So what are those handles that you should be engaging with? Who are those prospects that you should be engaging with, etc.? All right, so that's it. So when you batch, automate, engage, your magic marketing machine is now set forever, right? It's now set forever. And you have built a self-running system that consistently attracts new people, nurtures the trust, and delivers high-value leads to you again and again. So now, if this feels like a peaceful and powerful process of creating, you know, client attraction content. Come experience it inside the playground where we practice it, everything that you just learned. And join the Magic Marketing Growth Program right away after this. And see for yourself how simple, organic, story selling based content can help you attract quality leads every single day, right? Because you see, the Magic Marketing Machine is not simply a course. It's not just simply a course. It's a living system that is basically designed to, you know, you will. It's a living system designed for you to grow with you. So you are going to have the hand holding in audits. Very important. I encourage you to be, being proactive in that. Get your audits so that you never feel lost, and you have the success enabler with you who is going to make sure that you are doing things right. Progress tracking is happening, whatever goals we set for you or you set for yourself. To see consistency is building the momentum, fix what's not working and leverage on what's working, right? Maximize on what's working. And live growth challenges, which is beautiful thing, because that's when the growth really happens in tangible form. You are in a creation mode and not a confusion mode. So you don't need to be online for 5 hours a day to be able to have a very good social media marketing presence. You just need 15 minutes of focused time with the right system doing the heavy lifting for you, right? Because you weren't born to be a content machine. You're born to create, code, serve, heal, close. So let your system do the marketing for you. Now, um, I want you to take whatever you have learned today, right now in the session, put it in motion, pick your four, core emotions, create your 10, pick up those any 10 core drivers from the money making research, apply 5 story anchors, and put that in the calendar. You have the marketing planner, create your 90 days calendar, come and show it to me in the audit in the evenings. I would love to, share my feedback, and you can ask your questions, because your next 90 days of clients are already out there. They're just waiting to hear your signal, right? All right. Talk to you soon.